Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Duke, and this is my YouTube channel. Getting above the battleground. So the battleground, of course, is our mind, the war between the ears, the conversation we have with ourselves every day. We think the battleground is coming from outside of us. It's always an evil person or a group. It's always somebody else's fault. If you turn on the news, you'll see this narrative. It's always who's to blame for the suffering? Whose fault is it? The underlying belief system is pointing the finger at sinners outside of you. Even if you don't buy into the whole religious thing, it's like we're fascinated with seeing sin or guilt in other people, and we have special love and hate relationships where we form sides with people we love, people we hate. The people we hate, of course, are the people we want to see. We want to see them being punished. We think that the world is in the condition it's in because of other people. And we don't realize that we were all born into a thought system of separation. What's being passed off as normal, everyday consciousness is actually completely insane. Our real self has been completely denied, and you could say that the world that we perceive around us is a completely fake, made-up reality. It's based on a fantasy that you're a race, you're a name, you're an age. It's all ego body identification, and it's a fallen dream state. And getting above the battleground is getting above personal opinions, attack thoughts, condemnation. You start to become free inside because you start to know the truth. You not only start to know it intellectually, but you feel it with every fiber of your being. You know that this world is an illusion. Everything here changes. It's like castles made of sand. It's all beginnings and endings. That's why there's really no true satisfaction in the world. The only real satisfaction, you could say, is inner peace. Peace that doesn't depend on what's going on around you or what's happening to your body. It goes beyond the body. This is also referred to as the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within. It's not a place, and it's not the garbage that's taught in church as well either. It's not some fantasy or something you believe in. It's an actual fact. It's our true identity. It's who we really are. And it can never be taken away from us. There's really no hell. The only heaven and hell is really in your mind. So the corruption in religion has caused mankind to be stunted in a sense. Not only religion, but science. Separation science is equally as destructive. And we're coming out of the dark ages, so to speak. The day and age we live in is when all these systems are collapsing, and we're sorting out what's true from what's false on a collective as well as an individual level. So getting above the battleground, one of the most important things on the spiritual path, and I've talked about it before, is seeing everybody the same. And seeing everybody the same is definitely not treating everybody the same. Seeing everybody the same is kind of something you keep to yourself. It's what gives you your own personal power. You're able to see through the game of special love and hate relationships. The ordinary human ego experiences, we think it's normal and natural to love and hate and we want to see guilt in others. So it's kind of getting beyond all that. You kind of got to step up and see beyond the bullshit. And you have to realize that judgment, condemnation, and attack are actually a weakness. They don't give you strength. They actually make you weak. Lashing out at people in traffic, just for turning in front of you. Like, how dare someone pull in front of you, the most special person in the world? we have to look at our own ego self, without judgment as well. We have to see and actually admit to ourselves that, our thinking is not right. Even some of the best of us that have been born into the cream of the crop families that, everything seems good and healthy is even our best examples, is what I'm saying, is very ill. We've all been born into a very sick, spiritually sick world where we've actually completely denied who we really are. We've become fascinated with being the puppets, with being the avatars. We've totally lost ourselves in a dream state into this game of brains and bodies and personal identity. That's why there's really no such thing as races. There's no such thing as rich and poor. These are all made up by the human ego. We're really all the same. We're actually all infinite consciousness. We can't be destroyed. Our real self can never be destroyed. And what else? So getting above the battleground is being self-aware, to be able to observe your own self. Watch the attack thoughts, watch the personal opinions as you roll into a public place or grocery store. Watch how your mind categorizes and separates. And the whole idea is to own it, to see it's coming from you. It's not, the evildoers aren't out there. The evildoers that we see in the world are just a reflection of our own belief in separation. It's like we're all carrying this ancient trauma. It's unconscious. So that's why we're fascinated with seeing guilt in others, is because really deep down we believe about ourselves that we separated from this perfect state of absolute love and oneness, the infinite mind. And this ancient memory or trauma has been buried in our mind, and now we've set up a fake reality where we believe we are these bodies. We've been lost in a dream world for probably billions of years and billions of lifetimes, however that works. You call it individual souls, or there's so much speculation onto how it works. But in a nutshell, on the surface, this is what we basically know. We don't know quite how it works, but we know it is something like that. It is something like that. When you truly search for knowledge, everyone pretty much arrives at the same places, even though the names and the labels might be different. Everybody arrives at pretty much the same conclusions, that we're not a body. We are lost in some kind of dream state. And the key the key to freedom is transformational forgiveness, where we see everybody as ourself. All brothers and sisters are one brother and sister. Everybody's the same. It's hard to live that in the world. It doesn't even make sense. The way the news is, who's to blame? Who's the guilty one? It's when you come out of all that, you're wiped clean. It's like there's nobody to blame anymore, and you're left holding the bag, so to speak. You're left with the higher purpose, the purpose to wake up from this bullshit. So, hope that makes sense. I think all my videos kind of sound the same, but just trying to keep the content going. I know when you talk about stuff like this, when it falls upon certain ears, it could sound completely insane, to the typical programmed ego mind. Some of this stuff could sound insane, and they can put you in a category of, oh, that's just spiritual nonsense, or that's just new age crap, or it all depends. If a fundamentalist Christian will say, oh, that's just devil worship, or the cool level-headed atheist will be, oh, that's just a bunch of crap. It's there's a lot of that too. The cool level-headed atheist, where you don't really believe in anything. You just kind of remain aloof and kind of cool. You don't really cling to any kind of thing, and it seems like that's kind of enlightenment, and modern day enlightenment in and of itself. You're just kind of too smart for everything. There is that complex too. That might be one of the hardest complexes to have undone. I see all these different things in myself as well. You know, I've been into all these places. When I was younger, I was on my hands and knees crying out to God, to Jesus Christ, to save me, you know, and having that emotional upwelling of emotion, crying tears of joy, you know. And I've been through all these different stages, you know. Even as a teenager, a devil worshiper, I believed in Satan. You know, the devil was going to give me supernatural powers in this world to have, you know, to be able to fulfill my desires and have an edge, you know. So I went through all those things when I was younger and growing up, and yeah, been through all them stages, and here I am today, making these videos for you guys. So I hope they help. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I will look forward to delivering more content. Hopefully I get better along the way in my own, hopefully, you know, my own personal path will allow me to make better videos as well. So I'll look forward to you next time. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you like the content, please subscribe, and remember to hit that bell and you'll get notified when I make new videos. Enjoy.